ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ Satsanga ji, welcome to another episode of Alcohol and Beyond. And Satsanga ji, thank you all for contacting the Sikh channel and for your kind messages you've left on the emails and on the switchboards saying how you've found the program so useful. Also, Satsanga ji, thank you for all those families who have come forward and asked for help. And we're very delighted to say the Sikh channel have been able to help a lot of families and point them to the right direction. Satsanga ji, as you know, alcohol and drugs is not only a problem in the Punjabi Sikh community, but throughout society today. But a lot of communities are doing their own work in their communities, and it is valuable work that they are doing to help people out of a life of misery. Satsanga ji, I'm delighted to say we're joined here today at the Sikh channel on this live program with Bhai Hardeep Singh, who you probably will remember from last time we interviewed Deepa on the show just before Christmas. Also joined with us today is Karnail Singh and Bhai Balraj Singh ji. Vaheguru ji ka khalsa, Vaheguru ji ki fateh. Deepa, I want to come to you first. We interviewed you last year just before Christmas, and the Sikh channel received a lot of phone calls, and I think the program that's shown also on YouTube is one of the most popular programs of Alcohol and Beyond on YouTube. And that's one of the main reasons was because of some of the powerful images shown there, the police raiding your house, you being taken away from the police, but also people seeing the transformation. And when they see you today and they see those images, it's hard to believe that it's the same Deepa. You must have had some anxieties coming and talking about your journey. You know, how do you feel today? Do you think coming on the Sikh channel helped you on your journey?
Yeah, it was definitely a positive way forward, because you express your feelings, and you know, when you're talking about your past, it opens your eyes to who you hurt and where your journey took you. And obviously with that message, obviously like you said, it's quite popular. It went, and it must have reached a lot of people for them to be calling in to, they're going through the same journey, either their kids are, or their wives, or their husbands, and you know, or their children. You know, it's going down that same journey, and they can relate to it, and they know that, you know, somebody there's been through it and they've come out strong the other, and there's hope.
That's right. You know, as a consequence of the program, you know, I know you do a lot of work with the Sikh youth of Birmingham, you know, not just in Birmingham, but all around the country. You take the message of recovery to the Gurdwara, to workshops, and to Sikhi camps. How was the response, you know, for you in Birmingham? Did you have a lot of phone calls, a lot of people coming forward and saying, look, our family member's struggling, or I'm struggling? Yeah,
definitely. Like, I believe last year on the Sikh Youth Birmingham line, I think there was at least, I believe, 200 cases that came through regarding alcohol and drugs, which our team have been dealing with, and some of our volunteers have been going out. So in total, 200 cases, just under in last year, 2015, from alcohol and drug cases. This year it's gone a bit more, and you know, it's because of the Sikh channel platform. Obviously, it got the message out there that people are doing good seva, and you know, that's what it is. It's seva. We have to do it humbly, but because there's understanding. You know, there's a big problem where people don't understand, and they do it like 9 to 5 as a job, and they don't have that passion, and they don't relate to that person. They don't know where that person's been. All they know is hearing a story, and they cannot put themselves in that person's shoes. It's a manual book, so it's better when someone's been there, they have that understanding, and they can guide and support in a better, positive way.
They do say that the expert is always the patient. So you are the experts. Are you devoting all your time to this now, this project?
Yeah.
So you do this sort of full time?
Yeah, me and a few others. There's quite a few of us, but we've been pushing a lot of time and effort into families, because we help the people, but as well as the addict, we're helping their families and their children. And that. We push their children into younger sports classes via Sikh Youth. We're pushing the parents, they can relate to each other, they can speak to another wife or another, and they all getting on. And you know what? Some people, they're pouring their hearts out. And you know, when you see a home broken and you're trying to, it's your duty to bring them. They're our people, they're our community. We have to reach out and help them.
Excellent. Sasangaji, the program is live today, so if anyone has any questions or wants to share their story with us briefly, you're welcome to do so. The telephone number rather, is on the screen, so you can contact us. So please, if you wish, please keep the calls relevant to the topic, which is alcohol and drug addiction. So please, if you have no questions about alcohol, and please don't call, because sometimes it does waste time, but also it prevents someone else from ringing in. Bhai Balraj Singh, you're a recovering addict. You spent many years in addiction, I believe alcohol and drugs. But, you know, Sikhi, you turned to Sikhi. Deepa helped you as well, I know. The Sikh Youth Birmingham, you found a lot of support from them. Just tell us briefly a bit of your journey and what age you were when you started using alcohol and drugs.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. My journey, I was about 13 when I actually started smoking and drinking. I was actually a Singh when I was younger as well. I had a good tea, so I had long case, but it was all the sangat that I had at school. Sangat meaning friends, basically, which was the bad kind of company at that time. Now I realise that. Then after that, from school, I led on to harder drugs, cannabis, what most people know as weed, quite a lot of Apne Punjabi do smoke it these days. You'd be quite amazed how many people do. And they actually think it's not a problem, it's not a drug, or it's okay, it just mellows me out. But it is a drug.
But that is also one of the drugs that leads to
higher drugs,
to
even the more dangerous drugs, i.e. Heroin, cocaine, crack. It come to the point when I was about 24, 25, again with friends, went out drinking. At this time I used to drink and smoke weed at that time. And, I actually got introduced to cocaine, which I took from my friends. Obviously,
how old were you then? What was your first experience of cocaine? How old were you?
About 24.
24.
Yeah, about 24 years old. I've always seen it around because my friends always had it and they always done it. But I was like, no, I don't want to do it. But obviously, because the more I spent time with my friends and the longer I had that sangat, that same people, then I eventually went on to it myself as well. And
was your family aware of this?
At first they wasn't, and then a few of my family was aware at that time. Yeah, suspicious.
Because of your behaviour?
Because my behaviour, my eyes.
You're lying, manipulating.
My lying, arguing, fighting, all sorts, the kind of pressure that you put on your family, your parents, your sisters, your brothers, your home, immediate family is really, really horrible. As an addict, you can't see that at that time.
So you started using cocaine at 24. You're married, aren't you? Are you married?
I'm married, yes.
Yeah. How old were you when you got married?
I was 25 when I got married.
25. Yeah. Was your wife aware of any of these issues?
At that time, no, she wasn't.
Yeah, so it must have come as a shock afterwards.
It's a shock, and it's not right because these...
Because you almost deceived your wife then, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right.
I wasn't honest.
See, I deceived my wife, and on top of that, I've deceived my family, everybody really, because I should have said, hang on, I've got problems here first. Let me sort myself out, then get me married. But no, then I had to drag my wife through it as well, basically, which is non-fault of her own, which is not fair, which is not right.
But your wife has supported you through this?
That's it, yeah, she's been there through thick and thin and still supporting me now. And I owe my wife my life, basically, because if it would have been me, on the other hand, I would have most probably gone, and that's the truth, So this day and age, in Sikh families, how much families, parents, sisters and wives, and even children, how much support they give sometimes to the person who's got addiction is unbelievable. You're not going to get this kind of support from any other professional body. I'm not just saying that, but the best support you get starts from family first.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Guru as well, Sikhi is a big part of it as well.
Thank you, Balraj. Karnail Bhaji, I think you didn't really take drugs, but your problem was alcohol, wasn't it?
It was alcohol at a young age.
Yeah.
But
I think it's important for the Sangha to know at home sometimes how old, so they realise the severity of this, how serious a problem, how young people start. I mean, Balraj said 13. We've had guests on the show that started as young as 11 taking alcohol and drugs. I mean, that's incredibly young. I mean, how old were you when you had your first drink? Or remember your first drink?
About 12.
Yeah.
But I used to smoke as well, tobacco as well.
Yeah.
And then it progressed to like heroin and crack
Yeah.
from later in life, but that's what started it.
Yeah. And is that, would you say that is also the company you kept?
Yes, there weren't like no Singhs, like there weren't like proper Sangat.
Yeah.
It was like mixed community, but they
Yeah.
were all from school,
Yeah.
you know. But it was like I lied to everyone as well, my family, parents, and that.
But you know, as addicts, we're very good at that. We're very deceitful. With almost professional liars. You know, we're very selfish, self-centered, self-seeking. We've got all those attributes which are wrong.
Yeah.
But underneath all that, we've got a lot of goodness and a lot of good things. But all the drugs and alcohol is suppressing that.
Yeah.
Hey, how long have you been clean?
2 months.
2 months.
Yeah.
You know, Bhai, it must have taken a lot of courage for you to come here today, and we appreciate that. Your honesty, your courage, and you know what you're doing is offering a lot of hope for families.
Yeah.
You know, 2 months is not a long time for some people, but you know, I know with Deepa's help and the Sikh youth of Birmingham, and today you're surrounded with good company, good sangat. And how valuable is that to you today?
It's amazing because I didn't know much about Sikhi and that, and they don't just support me, they support my wife. I did have a slip up, and they've been, you know, they come round and they make sure that because I locked myself away as well, suffering from depression. But, you know, Baji and the boys have told me to like do my part and stuff, and, you know, Simran, and I do Raredas in the evening. So, you know, they've been taking me to the Simran job in West Brom. I live in South Birmingham, Maycott's Green. So it's like really out the way, but they come in the morning and make sure I'm up and ready, because I was like locking myself away. Even I've got other support, but it wasn't helping. That what I was getting from Sikh youth, it's like...
Deepa, you must feel really encouraged. There must be a lot of emotions when you hear people like Karnail Baji's story, and how much hope you've given him and the strength you've given him as well. You know, so you almost go around knocking his door down saying, get up, we've got to go out.
You know, sometimes you have to take that step and reach out to the people. You know why? In our community, we like to hide things and brush things under the carpet. So when you get out and things are open in your family, you can be more open, you can move forward. You know why? Because then you've got the courage and the support network. You know, the support mechanism around you is so vital. And if you haven't got that, without Sikhi, without that support, without Sangat, you're not going to get nowhere. You're going to keep lapsing, you're going to go back. So that's why it's important to keep supporting anyone who's going through this. And we wouldn't take no credit. It's all Maharaj. Maharaj does it. It's all his skill, isn't it? That's how we see it. It's not us, but it's our duty to help others.
But that's you giving back to, you know, you're 2 years, just over 2 years clean now as well,
2.5 years, yeah.
And so this is also all part of your seva, all part of giving back, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I have to. You know, in that life I led, I did so much that I can never wipe that away. That's how I see it. I have to continue to keep helping.
But that's your
people.
past, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's
it is past, but I still. It doesn't. To me, I don't wipe it just like that. It doesn't happen.
It's always there, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's always there. It's a reminder.
Duty as a Sikh,
Yeah.
you have to do seva.
Yeah.
And my seva, that's what I know. So I feel passionate about it.
But
That's where my
this
drive
is
will
almost,
be.
this is seva as well, what you're doing, being here today and you know, sharing your message and giving a lot of hope to
Of course,
families.
because you know the people, we're bringing him to Singh, we're bringing just him, we help Balraj, we help a lot of people. What we do, we bring them to the Sangat, because they're the ones who help me. Maharaj and the Sangat help me, so why wouldn't I go and get these people and bring them there? It's not just guys, we're helping the sisters as well. There's a lot of cases.
Yeah. Satsangaji, if anyone needs any help, you can phone the Sikh channel. The Sikh channel will point you to the right direction, whether it be the Sikh youth you're looking for help towards or any other service that your specific needs require, we will direct you towards them. So please keep those phone calls coming in. And Satsangaji, it is really quite, I won't say shocking, but sometimes the calls are quite overwhelming, but we are trying to help everyone. And apologies if we haven't got back to some of your calls or your emails, but we endeavour to get back to all the calls and the emails. Balraj, I want to ask, we talked about the impact it has on families, Hannah, and the support you give to the CQ, they're giving the families as well, and supporting people like Karnail Bhaji's wife and the kids. When we're in our addiction, we don't realise the impact we're having on our wives, mums, dads, even colleagues at work are suffering because of it. Days off work, and they have to cover them. How important is it for us to realise today the impact we had on our families?
Well, it's very important, you know. That's the main thing, you know, because as I said before, they worry about us endlessly, even at night times when most of the people are out, and they're out till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning, you know, and you think, oh, I'll go home late, it's all right. But what you don't understand is that your wife's going to be up if you're married, or if you're not married, you know, then your mother's going to be waiting for you until 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. I remember my mother, she didn't used to go to sleep until I used to go home, whether it be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the morning. So, you know, can you imagine the pain that you actually put them through? You know,
how does your mum feel today? I mean, she'll be really proud of you today when she sees you here today and
my
speaking
mum,
so openly about it, and
that's right.
you know, offering help to people.
She's proud of me. My whole family, my sisters, you know, they're all proud of me. My wife's proud of me. My children are proud of me. You know, I'm like 40 nearly now. My oldest daughter's nearly 15, and my youngest is 10. They're also proud of me. You know, I remember only last year they used to say to me, because I never really smoked in front of them, but I used to go in the garden and have a cigarette.
So they were aware. They knew
So
you smoked.
I mean, I only turned to Sikh last year. That was in June. Before that, I used to be munna, skinhead, shaved and everything. And, you know, I started, obviously, you know, getting in touch with Sikh of Birmingham and with the Sangat. And that's what actually changed me and changed my ways. I said my children used to actually see me through the window smoking. And my youngest daughter, she used to say, oh, I've learned in school that smoking kills. Dad, you know, you got to stop smoking. And I really wanted to stop smoking, because when she said that, it kind of brought tears to my eyes. And I thought, you know, it's a habit, but I can't stop it. I want to, but it's an adat, bahut mushkil to diya, you know. And I did try to go for help. Doctors, even in the last 3-4 years, I tried to go on patches, tried to go on Nicorette gums, all sorts, and it didn't help. The only thing that helped me come through it was calling out and reaching out to Vaheguru. And with the Sangat from CQ Birmingham, what they guided me to do and what they told me to do, I done, and it worked. And, you know.
Karnail Bhaji, it's almost handing your will over to Vaheguru, because your will isn't enough, is it? So, like Balraj handed his will over to Vaheguru and said, here, Vaheguru, I can't do this on my own. So you're all supporting each other, just like, you know, I get help from other alcoholics, addicts. That's what you had to do. Did you have a similar experience where you had to hand your will over to Vaheguru and say, here, Vaheguru, guide me through this? And Vaheguru guided you towards the Sikh youth, people like Deepa, Balraj and other brothers.
Yes, that's correct. It's like I didn't really get any support from like my own family, like not my family, my Sangat. But like I said, I found Sikh youth and they're just amazing. They're helping my wife, kids, and she phones every day, he phones as well. But, you know, he comes round, speaks to them. And he's even like, they're going to go to the martial arts. I've got 2 kids, 14 and 12. And it was like, before Baji come round and that, they weren't really, like, they were like really upset with me and that, the kids. And now recently it's getting better.
So you know, that relationship's coming, It's amazing what drink and drugs can do to families. It can tear them apart. And like you said, your relationship with your kids was getting very distant, and that's all the drink and the drugs, isn't it?
But it was like, I was using like heroin and crack as well. And it's just, it's the worst thing you can, you know.
Yeah.
But like I said, everything's getting better now.
That's brilliant.
You know.
Deepa Bhaji, you know, sometimes Bhaji just talked about his family not understanding, but sometimes it's hard for those people who haven't been through that. Very difficult for them to understand what they're going through and why they're doing what they're doing. And sometimes families even lash out because they don't understand. How important is that empathy and that understanding from each other? You know, people coming to you, you're a recovering addict. that understanding is very important.
Understanding is a big problem in our community. Like, we don't understand people's feelings, don't understand the addiction part of it. You know, like, I'll just give an example. People will go to a Gurdwara and they'll say to the Gyani, I can't stop. And the Gyani will say, Goini Hataja, stop. And, you know, they don't actually understand what the addict's going through. And we need this education on understanding and on these taboo subjects has to be the forefront of our Gurdwara. And that's what I would suggest as a way going forward, so they can understand. If the Gyanis understand, they can do Prachar to the Sangat, then the parents would understand. And you know, passing on that dialogue, that understanding, yeah, seeing people going through things, understanding what they're doing, then and only then can you relate.
So would you say, part of the work you do, would it not be also useful to pass on some of this knowledge, some of your experience, to maybe committee members?
Yeah, definitely. Like,
even the Gyanis, I mean, sometimes some people might think you're patronising them, but they haven't been through that. Yes, they can tell us through Gurbani that any type of drug or alcohol is forbidden.
yeah, definitely.
But if they haven't been through it, they don't know what the feelings are and the emotions are.
That's what it is. There should be courses set up for committees, Gurdwara, the Gyanis. Everyone should have an understanding of what the presentations like we do. We get people, they can understand, but when we go and do a presentation, when we deliver it, the families start understanding what's going on. And that's a key thing. I think we should be started delivering these programs in majority Gurdwara. I think this year our aims is that we've got about 4 or 5 booked in the next few weeks, and we're going to just keep going and going, because everyone needs that understanding. We have to get that message out there.
Sasangaji, like Deepa just mentioned there, the Sikh channel, along with groups like the Sikh Youth of Birmingham, we are going to hit the road. We're going to do good programs at the Gurdwara, and we'll keep you posted about them. We've had phone calls from Gurdwara from all over the country that want the Alcohol and Beyond team to come to their Gurdwara and present. But with the support of groups like the Sikh Youth of Birmingham, we'll be doing that very soon. Karnail, I want to come back to you. You know, coming forward for asking for help is a big thing. Do you feel in our community, right, just as many other communities, that our ego and our pride is sometimes a big obstacle, it becomes a barrier for us? And did you find your pride, why should I go for help?
Well, it was just like hiding it from my mum and dad first.
Yeah.
But you know what, everyone finds out anyway in the community. But it's like, you know, it's bad on them, like, because I've got a brother with problems as well. But you know, it's like he's in jail at the moment.
Okay.
But you know, it's like trying to sort him out as well.
Yeah. So there's a big pressure on your family then, isn't it? Your parents with what they're going through with your brother, and then having to cope with you as well.
Yeah.
But you know, 2 months isn't a long time, but you must have offered your mum some hope, and your wife and the kids.
They've been around my mum's.
Yeah.
It's like you know, like if she ever needs them, you know, they said that
They're there.
they're there. You know.
So that's a huge help, isn't it, Balraj? Knowing that support's there, not just for the addict, but for the family.
For the whole family.
For the whole family. And that's valuable, isn't it, to know that support's there?
Yeah, that's right. It's like you were saying that most of the Sikh community and Indian community, as every native community, it's all about pride. So one thing is, the main thing, that they don't want to stand up, but there is hundreds of, like, or even thousands of people out there, Sikhs even, you know, and like, who have got addiction problems, and not only the boys or the males, like our brother there was saying, it's even the females, even the girls as well.
I'm going to stop. Sasangaji, we're going to go for a short break, and then we will come back and we will touch upon the females, why the females aren't coming forward or why they are coming forward. So Sasangaji, please join us after the break. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Satsang Ji, thank you for rejoining us again for the second half of Alcohol and Beyond, a live show for you. I'm joined today with the Sikh youth of Birmingham of Deepa Paji, Karnail Paji and Balraj Paji. Deepa, when we get phone calls at the Sikh channel from families and addicts, after they've talked about their story, part of the problem, they always ask one question: Ida halakiya, what is the solution? And they want to know what the solution is. And I think for us as Sikhs, the solution is in Gurbani.
100%.
Taking it, I say that the solution is there for us if we want to follow it. And all our answers for all our concerns, our worries, are all in Gurbani, aren't they?
All of it. Sikhi saves lives. That's the key thing. Sikhi saves lives.
Yeah.
When I was coming and I had to grovel on my knees, do the ardas and ask Maharaj to guide me, bring me close to him and bring me sangat and keep me away from all Mali sangat and everything. And to this day I still do that ardas and it's kept me strong.
Balraj, Deepa just said he had to grovel and get on his hands and knees. How important is it for you today? You know, when you do ardas, you do it from the heart. Sache dilon,
that's right.
And not just for yourself, but for all the other brothers and sisters that are also, struggling in their addiction, that you do it from the heart.
That's right, yeah. So that in anything that even the same thing, because Sikh youth Birmingham did guide me as well. And I used to speak out to God. I used to speak to Vaheguru. I used to say to Vaheguru, I need you in my life. I'm at my lowest point. Whether it be sometimes I'd have a cigarette in my hand or a beer, because that's my lowest point of my life. I used to call out and say, look, Vaheguru, Maharaj, I don't want to do this. I adat ya nahi hatdi. And I, minu shakti de. And ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਛ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੰਨੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਾਣੀ ਨੂੰ ਮੰਨੋ before I didn't used to understand it much. We used to go to Gurdwara, I used to sit there half an hour and listen half an hour and I used to walk out, tell the truth and not understand nothing. But now these days we've got a lot of katha going on,
and in English as well,
in English, and they're actually explaining to you what it means. And when you actually know what the Bani means, it's so powerful.
It means a lot more, doesn't
Banda
it?
da roon lap banda I did.
It's powerful, isn't it?
It's powerful. It makes you cry. It does make you cry.
Sorry, Balraj. Satsang ji, we have a call. So, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa,
Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Just regard to all my brothers and sisters that are listening and watching today. First of all, I'd like to say a big thank you to Guru Maharaj for bringing me here to speak to you today and just to say how we actually feel about drugs and alcoholism. And my husband sitting there himself, Karnail Singh. And just like to say that it's been very hard to, live with this. But, I mean, with Guru Maharaj's support and, we actually are sitting there. And, very, very proud of him for coming on air today and talking to you. And also just want to say, a big, big thank you to Sikh youth, Birmingham brothers, and Deepa Paji. Without you, we won't be here today as well because they supported me and my family throughout, when my husband was, he was on the ground again and they kept coming and picking him up, taking him to Gurdwara and supporting us.
Benji, Benji, how important was the support for you as a family and especially you as a wife, the support you got? How valuable was that?
It was very well. I'm speechless to say how valuable it was, Baji, because do you know what? We actually lost hope. Even my in-laws, my mum and dad, we were just thinking, what's the next step? And then until they came into our lives, it's like Vaheguru sent not just for us, for everybody really. And they made such a big change and impact on my husband and on myself and my two children as well. So,
Benji, thanks for your call and. We pray to Vaheguru, we continue to do ardas that Maharaj keeps Karnail Paji on the right path and with the Sikh youth support, I'm sure he will do. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Next caller, please. Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Hanji Paji, your name please if you want to give it or if you don't have to if you don't want to.
Dalla Singh.
Hanji?
Dalla Singh.
Banda Singh.
Dalla.
Oh, Dalla, sorry Paji. Anji, you're live on the Sikh channel, so ki कहना चाहते हैं?
Yeah, I'm related to Deepak. I just want to speak about his experience that he's had, because he's my cousin. He's had a long journey of serious issues with drink and drugs. We live in a small town, and in a small town, you know everybody knows each other. We used to meet on a regular basis, and he's always, when I've met him in the past, he's always been high on drugs and living the high life, medallions, gold on his fingers, you know, and all that. And his life was through like drinking drugs. It became his way of life, all right? It was like proper hardcore, all right? Roaming the streets like he owned it. Started off with binge drinking, you know, like when kids go university, 17, 18, off to uni, have a spliff here and there, and then it escalated from there. I used to tell him, man, you're going to be gone by the age of 30, you're going to be a goner. His family used to say that to him.
Paji, Dalla Paji, what is Dippa like today? What is Dippa like today? What is the difference in Dippa today than when it was a few years ago?
Well, a few years ago, I used to tell him, well, what are you going to do? Walk down to the hospital, ask for a kidney, oh, doctor, give me a heart, or give me a liver, or give me one of those as well, a bladder. I go, it's not happening. It's not a car. You're not going to get the body parts just like that. Yeah? So, John, Barney said, so, John, right, you stop abusing your body. And the alcohol and drugs damages the body. Right? And then I didn't see him for about a year. He disappeared. Phone was cut off and everything. And then by chance, I met him in Derby. Right? I was up there, I met him, and the guy had completely changed. And I said, is that you? Right? The star, Gaze Rakhya. And he said, Baji. He goes, I've changed. Maharaj Kirpa. Right? And I was like, shocked. I go, sare tera pochde hunde.
Yeah.
Right? And he said, my way of life is now Sikhi. Born a Sikh, live a Sikh, married a Sikh, and die a Sikh.
How proud of you are Dippa today? You must be very proud for him to be your cousin.
I'll be honest with you, right? It's a miracle. Right? I used to say to him, your coughing's not crawling towards you every day, it's running towards you 100 miles per hour. Yeah? You're not going to die a natural death. You're going to die a death through drink and drugs. Yeah? And because you're not going to die a natural death, you're going to become a bald bread because you've gone before your time. Right?
Yes.
And sometimes you feel like it's gone through one ear, come out the other.
Baji, thanks for your call. It's been really good to listen to you, and it's part of Dippa's journey. So thanks a lot for your call, and good wishes to your family from Dippa, I'm sure. But I think it's shocking, isn't it? The abuse we give our body.
That's right.
We forget what we're doing, and we're almost killing ourselves in our addiction.
That's what it is. You know, nobody wants to drink really, and nobody wants to smoke. I'm sure if you said to anybody, would you like to stop drinking and would you like to stop smoking, they would all put their hand up, say yes, we would. But it's a habit. You can't tackle it on your own.
Yeah, but you've got to change your mindset, haven't you? We'll come to that, working on your mind.
Yeah.
And Satsang ji, we've got another caller. Vaheguru ji ka khalsa, Vaheguru ji ki fateh. Hanji, you're on the Sikh channel.
Yeah, Vaheguru ji
Ka khalsa, Vaheguru ji ki fateh.
Yeah, I'd just like to say, I've been a user for the last 15 odd years, and I'm calling for Birmingham, and I've been to been to the rehab quite a few times. I've tried many ways of, getting over the addiction, and for the last 2 weeks, I got through to CG Birmingham, and especially Deepa, and since he's been coming to me, he's been ringing me every day, coming down to see me. It's really made a profound effect on my life. It's been deep and I think his associate Thomas, and they really, really turned me around for the last 10 days. But that's 2 weeks, sorry, and it's actually I was really so disconnected from Sikhi and Sikhism. So I've been going every day to Karnail, West Bromwich, and that's all down to Deepa, really.
Well, Paji, well done to you. 2 weeks, is really good. Please keep up the hard work. Keep in touch with the Sikh channel. We want to continue to hear your story, and hopefully one day you can come and share your journey with us along with Deepa. So, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Deepa, you're supporting a lot of people, and you know, I know these are some of the guys you've have phoned in to say the support. Are you supporting women? How many calls are you getting to support women? Because we can't ignore the fact that this affects women as well.
Of course it don't. The women's is a massive issue, but you know, for a female to come forward, utte daag lag gaya, she'll get tarnished. There's that big hold. Yeah, there's a big family that pull them back. They can't. Many is just about get the lads forward. It is really, really difficult. It's such a taboo subject that they don't speak. We've got angles coming where we've been trying to raise awareness on sexual grooming for so many years. We've raised that. We're getting to good points where that awareness is out there, where people understand that.
But isn't this one of the problems, though? Because of alcohol and the drugs, the women are more vulnerable and they get taken advantage of. And they fall into that trap.
This is where
they're being blackmailed.
The root cause comes when they're addicted to drugs. You can bring them home any day you want. We can bring them home tonight, tomorrow. They're addicted. They're going to go back to that person who put them on the drugs, where they can get the drugs. That's where they're going to keep going. And these people don't let them go that easily because they have to commit crimes and they prostitute themselves, sell themselves for feeding this addiction.
I know a lot of parents will be watching this, a lot of females will be watching this. One of the biggest issues for women and men is the confidentiality and anonymity. The work you do with the Sikh youth, can you do assure people that it's confidential, that if any female comes forward, that it'll be in confidence and their anonymity will be protected?
100%.
I think that's very important for
everything
people to understand
is fully confidential. Any client case that comes forward, if it's a female, we have female workers that go and support. You know, female workers who have been there or their husbands have been there, they can understand. They go and speak to them first. That is the first point of call when it's a female. It has to be for them to break that ice and come forward and open up.
Sasangaji, I think it's very important if there's any sisters out there who are struggling, and I'm sure there is, with the Sikh channel. I've had a few calls, emails from sisters who are struggling. As Deepa Paji said, whether you contact the Sikh youth of Birmingham or you contact the Sikh channel, whatever help you get will be in the strictest of confidence, and you won't have to worry about that. Your anonymity will be protected and will be treated in confidence. So Sasangaji, if you are a sister out there who's struggling, please contact us and we will make sure that you will be helped. Sasangaji, we have another call. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Hello?
Hanji, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I was young.
समझ नहीं लगती पंजाबी इंग्लिश
Paji, English ch gal kalo je English ch kan nahi hai tusi, you can speak in English. Sorry, we've lost that call, I'm afraid. Balraj, just before one of the calls we was talking about changing your mindset is having to, you know, because the addiction, the disease rests in the mind.
That's
and
right.
you know, and that is very important, that we have to retrain our mind from the bad sangat and all those bad thoughts that we have, to retrain your mind. And I know you do a lot of Simran meditation. How important is that for you?
It's very important. It's very, very powerful. Whenever there's a time, I do sometimes feel a bit down. Not saying that I have the urges or anything, because Maharaj done so much kirpa on me. It's what I am today now here.
ਪਰ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੁਣ I think it's important ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਚ ਵੀ ਥੋੜੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਵੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਹੋਏ ਆ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਸਾਲ ਥੋੜੇ ਮਹੀਨੇ ਹੋਏ ਆ,
8 ਮਹੀਨੇ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ 7-8 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਹੋਏ ਆ ਹਨਾ,
ਤੇ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਜਾਣ ਨਾਲ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੌਜਵਾਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੰਗਤ ਕਰਨ ਨਾਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਫਰਕ ਪਿਆ, ਅਤੇ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਜਾਣ ਨਾਲ, ਸਿਮਰਨ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, ਪਾਠ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, ਸੇਵਾ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਫਰਕ ਪਿਆ ਹੈ। ਕਿੰਨਾ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਨੀ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ, ਅਤੇ ਆ ਵੀ ਜੋ ਸੇਵਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਰਨੈਲ ਭਾਜੀ ਦੀ ਮਦਦ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ, ਇਹ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਹੈ। ਇਹ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਰਿਕਵਰੀ ਲਈ ਤੇ ਇਸ ਹੁਣ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਨਵਾਂ ਜੀਵਨ ਆ, ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿਣ ਨੂੰ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈ।
ਇਹਦਾ ਜੇ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਆ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਤੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਨਾ ਜਾਈਏ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਸਮਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਣੀ ਹਨਾ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਜਾਈਏ ਫੇਰ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਮਝ ਪਰ ਹੁਣ ਜਦੋਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਵੀ ਹੁਣ ਉਹ ਜਿਹਦਾ ਖਤਾ ਸਥਾਨ ਲੱਗ ਪਏ ਆ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਅੰਗਰੇਜ਼ੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਸਮਝਾਉਂਦੇ ਵੀ ਕੀ ਬਾਣੀ 'ਚ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਵੀ ਕੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਕੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹਨਾ ਵੀ ਸਾਡਾ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਉਹ ਉਹਦੇ ਹੁਕਮ ਸਾਰੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਹਨਾ ਹੁਣ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਜਾਈਏ ਹੁਣ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਕਰਦਾ ਅੱਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੈਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਸਾਲ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ ਦੇਖਾ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਸਾਲ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦਾ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਦੇ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਕਦੇ ਇੰਪੋਸੀਬਲ ਸੀਗਾ ਵੀ ਸ਼ਰਾਬ ਛੱਡਣ ਨੂੰ ਸਿਗਰਟ ਛੱਡਣ ਨੂੰ ਡਰੱਗ ਛੱਡਣ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਰੇ ਮਾੜੇ ਕੰਮ ਛੱਡਣ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਰੇ ਮਾੜੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਛੱਡਣ ਇਹਦਾ ਛੱਡਣ ਹੁਣ ਕਿੰਨੀਆਂ ਵਾਰੀ ਮਾਵਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਵੀ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੂੰ ਨਾ ਫੈਰ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੂੰ ਨਾ ਫੈਰ ਉਹ ਮਾਰਾ ਆ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਫੜਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਮੈਂ ਸੋਚਦਾ ਕਿ ਵੀ ਯਾਰ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਮੇਰਾ ਦੋਸਤ ਆ 20 ਸਾਲ ਦੇ ਦੋਸਤ ਮੈਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਛੱਡ ਸਕਦਾ ਪਰ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਛੱਡ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਮੇਨ ਚੀਜ਼ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਦੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ ਹਨਾ ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਜਾਣ ਲੱਗ ਪਏ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਜਪਣ ਲੱਗ ਪਏ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮੂੰਹ ਤੋਂ ਨਿਕਲਦਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਦੋ ਵਾਰੀ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਦਿਹਾੜੀ 'ਚ ਕਹਿ ਦਿਓ ਪਰ ਕਹਿਵੋ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਹਾਲ ਨੂੰ ਪੈਰਾ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਆ ਹਨਾ
ਕਰਨੈਲ ਭਾਜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ 'ਚ ਜਾਣਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਘਰੋਂ ਕੱਢ ਕੇ ਲਿਆ ਕੇ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਰਾਈਟ ਪਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਆ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਕਿ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਕਰਿਆ ਕਰ ਆਪਣਾ ਪਾਠ ਕਰਿਆ ਕਰ
I've come off of medication. I was on medication for like years, Subutex, and even because I had to go to get a prescription from my doctor, he's turned around, he goes, in this short space of time, I wouldn't think you have done it.
Are you on no methadone now?
It's Subutex. It's like methadone, but it's like tablet form. But it's easier to get off the methadone.
So you're not on any medication?
I'm on my last bit tomorrow. I mean, it's just like a touch of the tablet, and that's. But my support.
That's 2 months. Just in 2 months.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Ever since I met Balraj.
ਸਾਸੰਗ ਜੀਓ ਕਰਨੈਲ ਭਾਜੀ ਨੇ ਹੁਣੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਇਹਨੂੰ 2 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਹੋਏ ਆ ਹੈਰੋਇਨ ਛੱਡੀ ਨੂੰ
No, I was off heroin for years, but I was on the medication, but I was using crack and alcohol recently.
So ਸਾਸੰਗ ਜੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਦਵਾ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਨਾ ਸੁਬਟੈਕਸ ਜਾਂ ਮੈਥਾਡੋਨ ਇਹ ਕਈ ਮਹੀਨਿਆਂ ਲਈ ਇਹ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵਰਤਣੀ ਪੈਂਦੀ ਆ ਪਰ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਰਨੈਲ ਭਾਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਦਾ ਦਿਨ ਇਹਦਾ ਅਖੀਰਲਾ ਆ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਇਹ ਸੁਬਟੈਕਸ ਇੱਕ ਕਿਸਮ ਦੀ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਇੱਕ ਨਸ਼ਾ ਆ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਬੋਡੀ ਲਈ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਰੀਰ ਨੂੰ ਤੰਗੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਇੰਨੀ ਮੁਸ਼ਕਿਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਦੀ ਸਰੀਰ ਨੂੰ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਨੂੰ ਇਹਦਾ ਅਖੀਰਲਾ ਦਿਨ ਆ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਅੱਗੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਚੈਨਲ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਕਿ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਹੋਰ ਕਾਮਯਾਬੀ ਬਖਸ਼ੇ ਅਤੇ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਫਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਲਿਆਵਾਂਗੇ ਤੇ ਇਹਦਾ ਪੁੱਛਾਂਗੇ ਤੇ ਇਹ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਹੌਸਲਾ ਹੋਰਨਾਂ ਭੈਣਾਂ ਭਰਾਵਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਦੇ ਸਕਦਾ ਦੀਪਾ it's very important that people come forward for help, isn't it?
And of course it is. Without reaching forward and asking for that helping hand, we don't know there's an issue there.
Yeah.
Baji's, he came forward first. He put that step, then we progressed it and helped him and supported him.
But you know what? A lot of the viewers at home, forgive me for saying this, they might see 3 Singhs there, in the full bano, the full beards. It might almost put them off thinking, well, I don't want to contact the Sikh youth. They're just going to preach Sikhi to me.
I see your point.
Right.
But then you got to look at it. When you go to AA and NA, a lot of it, they do push Christianity on
Absolutely.
it. And a lot of our Singhs have gone there and they've converted.
Yeah.
So if you look in the 80s, we had Sanchana Singh Pindaramali. You look at Jasveer Singh, who was it, Gurdev Singh Konke. Yeah. They used to go pen to pen, village to village, doing prachar to the alcoholics, to the addicts, and bringing them into Sikhi. Hundreds of thousands of people changed their lives.
No, but my point is that we shouldn't be fearful that there's 3
things. Of course
things.
you shouldn't.
You can still have a very enjoyable life, even if you embrace Sikhi.
I've had more laughs as a singer with the Sangat than I did in that life.
Yeah.
We're all still human,
joking about.
But
we all still got good humour.
Yeah, I mean, I've been brought up in the Gurdwara, and some of the laughs I've had with the Singhs, not only Singhs, but on the guys on the committees, the Gyanis, it's almost refreshing sometimes that you can have such a laugh with these guys.
Yeah, no, it's banter. You need that.
Yeah.
You can't just be so serious all the time. That energy you're releasing, that happiness, that when you're doing Simran and Part, and then you're rolling around with the Singhs. You know the
It's
jokes.
creating an energy,
Of
isn't
course
it?
it is. It's brilliant.
And it's all positive energy.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
ਬਲਰਾਜ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਭੈਣਾਂ ਭਰਾਵਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਘਰ ਬੈਠੇ ਹੋਗੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਕਿ ਮਤਲਬ ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤਿਆਂ ਲਈ ਤੇ ਇਹ ਡਰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਸਾਡਾ ਪਤਾ ਨਾ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਵੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਹਨਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬੈਠੇ ਆ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਲ ਮਸੀ ਹੋਇਆ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆ ਕੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਚੈਨਲ ਤੇ ਬਹਿ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਸਟੋਰੀ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਹੋਰਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਹੌਸਲਾ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਹੋਣਾ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਇਹ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਜੀਵਨ 'ਚ ਸੁਧਾਰ ਲਿਆਈਏ ਤੇ ਚੇਂਜ ਕਰੀਏ ਕੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ 'ਚ ਦੱਸੋ ਸਾਡੇ ਭੈਣਾਂ ਭਰਾਵਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਈਵਨ ਮਾਪਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਸਟਰਗਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ
ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਦੱਸਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੌਸਲਾ ਰੱਖੋ ਹਨਾ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਤਾਂ ਹੌਸਲਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਜਿਹਦਾ ਗਾਈਡੈਂਸ ਵੀ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹਨਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਜਿਹਦਾ ਹੱਥ ਵੀ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਹੀ ਰਸਤੇ ਨੂੰ ਲੱਗੇ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਬੇਮਗਮ ਨੇ ਕਾਫੀ ਮਦਦ ਕੀਤੀ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਵੀ ਆਪਾ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਵੀ ਤੇ
ਹੋਰ ਕਈ ਆ ਹਨਾ
ਹੋਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਹਜ਼ਾਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਤੋਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਨਾ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡਰੋ ਨਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਏਦਾਂ ਨਾ ਸੋਚੋ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਫੋਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਨਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਚੈਨਲ ਨੂੰ ਨਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਬੇਮਗਨ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ ਨਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਮਝਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਲੋਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਰੂਪਾਲ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਸਿੰਘ ਆ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਸਟ੍ਰਿਕਟ ਆ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਸ ਜੇਲ੍ਹ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾ ਹਟੇ ਆ
ਨੰਗੇ ਹੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ
ਆਪਾਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਨੰਗੇ ਹਟੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਐਲਕੋਹਲ ਡਰੱਗਸ ਐਡਿਕਸ਼ਨ ਸਾਰਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਰ ਹਟੇ ਆ ਸੋ ਆਪਾਂ ਰਿਲੇਟ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਉਹਦੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਔਖਾ ਆ ਆਪਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਆਪ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਕਿ ਸਾਰੇ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਦੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਛੱਡ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੇ ਇੰਪੋਸੀਬਲ ਆ ਪਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਵੱਲ ਪੈਰ ਦੇਵੋ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਗਾਈਡੈਂਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਸੰਗਤ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਰਗੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਅੰਗ ਹੁਣ ਸਿੱਖ ਬੰਦੇ ਆ ਪਰ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਬੋਰਿੰਗ ਕਰੋ ਹਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖ ਆ ਆਪਾਂ ਗਾਤਰੇ ਪਾਏ ਆ ਕੇਸ਼ਦਾਰੀ ਆ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਛ ਸਭ ਗੁਰੂ ਨੂੰ ਮੰਨਦੇ ਆ ਪਰ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਹਿਊਮਰ ਤਾਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਲਾਫ ਐਂਡ ਜੋਕ ਤਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੀ ਆ ਵੀ ਨਾ ਬੋਰਿੰਗ ਵੀ ਆਰ ਸਟ੍ਰੇਟ ਫੋਰਵਰਡ ਐਜ਼ ਵੈਲ ਲਾਈਕ ਹਨਾ
ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀਓ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਵੀਰ ਬਲਰਾਜ ਸਿੰਘ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਬੰਦੇ ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਸੋਚ ਲੈਂਦੀਆਂ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਵੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਸਿੱਧਾ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਆ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਵੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਫਰਜ਼ ਆ ਇਹ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਧਾਰੀ ਆ ਦੋ ਭਰਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਧਾਰੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਫਰਜ਼ ਵੀ ਬਣਦਾ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਵੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰੇਰਨਾ ਪਰ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਨਸ਼ੇ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਆ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਅਲਕੋਹਲ ਜਾਂ ਡਰੱਗਸ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਯੂਥ ਨੂੰ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੋੜ ਹੋਊਗੀ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਲੋੜ ਨੂੰ ਪੂਰੀ ਕਰਨਗੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਘਬਰਾਉਣ ਦੀ ਡਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਸਾਰੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਇਹ ਟੈਲੀਫੋਨ ਕਾਲ ਜਾਂ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਮਦਦ ਕਰੋਗੇ ਇਹ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਪੂਰੀ ਕੌਨਫੀਡੈਂਸ 'ਚ ਹੋਊਗੀ ਸੋ ਇਸ ਗੱਲੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਸੇ ਡਰਨ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਅਤੇ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਚੁੱਕਾ ਹਾਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੋੜ ਹੋਊਗੀ ਉੱਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮਦਦ ਦਊਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਪਰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਇੱਕ ਫਰਜ਼ ਬਣਦਾ ਆ ਕਿ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਵੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰੇਰਨ ਦਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਵੀਰ ਦੀਪੇ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਈ ਹੋਰ ਸੰਸਥਾਵਾਂ ਹਨ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਕ੍ਰਿਸਚੀਅਨਟੀ ਵੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਖਿੱਚਦੀਆਂ ਆ ਪਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਦ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੀਆਂ ਸੰਸਥਾ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਜਦ ਸਿੱਖ ਚੈਨਲ ਹੈਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਹੋਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਜਾਣ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਸੋ ਦੀਪੇ I think it's very important. I'm going to give you the final say now. If anyone wants to come forward and contact the Sikh youth, it is vital for them to know that it is confidence and they will get the relevant support that they need.
Yeah, definitely. We're reliable. You can find us on Google, www.sikhyouthbirmingham.com, on our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all our social media were there. All the contact details, you can find us. Our outreach program we're starting, and what we've been doing for a year is talks in Gurdwara. Then we started awareness evenings from that, so we've done a lot of groundwork. From that, people were coming forward. Now we're starting an outreach program next month. The outreach program entails spirituality, sports, motivation, looking at defects of character, guidance and Sikhi, and it's going to bring people closer and more positive. And you know what we have to do? We're raising money for a minibus at the moment, and the minibus is going to collect people like Karnail, collect other people who don't understand, hence if there's some gyani, collect these people, bring them to the program, and from that it gives them positive energy in the day.
Excellent. Satsangji, I'm sorry we're running out of time. We're going to have to end the program here, but we will have the Sikh Youth of Birmingham on the show again. So Satsangji, thank you for watching Alcohol and Beyond. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.